Welcome back. Following the recent crimes against women, the National Youth Council is adding its voice to calls for more initiatives to safeguard girls and women in St. Lucia. The PRO of the NYC says a lot more agitation needs to take place and all sectors need to work together to put an end to this scourge.
Against the backdrop of a sad week for women in St. Lucia, the National Youth Council has added its voice to the concern for the safety of women in St. Lucia. Public Relations Officer of the St. Lucia National Youth Council, Stacey Elvalathe, urged authorities to put measures in place to help St. Lucians cope with social issues.
We ensure that those who are responsible begin to implement community programs such as mentorship programs. And I must commend the Babono Youth and Sports Council for having mentorship programs such as the Jeune Norm mentorship program, where young men have mentors within the community who guide them and who influence them into ensuring that proper morals and values are instilled from a very young age. And a lot of times these things are forgotten, and we forgot the importance of such programs until it's too late and we realize that, hey, we have a generation who really does not know how to deal with violence.
She said the two most recent incidents have raised questions about the justice system, brings back bad memories, and forces others to evaluate whether or not they feel safe in their communities.
You wonder whether or not it will be solved or whether it will just be another cold case, such as that of Yana and Kimberly, who to this date we don't have much on their cases. And while these crimes continue to elevate, we realize that a lot of young people sometimes fear that maybe it might be their sister tomorrow or their aunt or their mother. And it really speaks towards what we as a community, what we as a nation stand for, and how much we have been putting into addressing these issues. And like I mentioned constantly, a lot of issues are not in isolation and they're all connected in one way or another.
She has called for all sectors of society to come together to tackle the social ills plaguing the island and has called for all to rally behind women as they continue to suffer injustices. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Opposition Senator Lisa Jawahir is also speaking out on this matter. She says people need to go back to being more empathetic towards each other.
When I saw the images of this young lady circulating all over social media, we become so numb. We have so desensitized towards crime and violence against women. It's as if it happens today and tomorrow we move on to the next thing. Look at the situation that occurred in Pigeon Island. This woman was shot in the head in the presence of people. And in a matter of a week, we moved on to the next story with absolutely no regard for bringing those criminals to justice. We need to do better.
Jawahir, like many before her, is calling for more resources to be pumped into ensuring that perpetrators of such heinous crimes are caught and that victims have justice.
We also need to see an increase in funding towards the police force, towards the forensic department, towards technology that can give us the opportunity to be able to process those cases in a timely manner, to bring those criminals to justice. There are too many cold cases, too many murders that occur in St. Lucia on a regular basis, and we still cannot ascertain who was behind those crimes. I'm calling on the Minister of Gender Relations to make a statement, to come out and let us know what it is that can be done. Let us know what is going on. Because as it stands, even the data department is not forthcoming with information on the number of domestic violence cases in St. Lucia.
He says before it is too late, St. Lucians need to come together and care for each other.
I would hate to see that next week another situation like that occurs. And before it happens, let us do something about it. Let us be our brother's keeper. Let us be our sister's keeper. If you see anything, report it. The sad reality is that everybody is ready to pull out their phones and be the first person to break the news, like we're going to win some prize for doing that. We need to be more considerate. And I'm really calling on our St. Lucian brothers and sisters to think before we share those images on social media.
That was Senator Lisa Jawahir. St. Lucia will be able to boost its testing capacity for COVID-19 with a recent supply of rapid antigen test kits. The government of the Republic of China on Taiwan recently made a donation of 14,500 kits to the government of St. Lucia.
In recent times, St. Lucia's healthcare system has had to deal with a backlog of samples for testing of COVID-19. due to a high volume of tests to be conducted on those who may have possibly been exposed to the virus. While the gold standard for testing, PCR tests, takes more than 6 hours to produce results, rapid antigen tests provides results within 5 to 20 minutes. In a bid to help the country deal with its COVID-19 crisis, the government of the Republic of China Taiwan saw it fit to gift St. Lucia with rapid antigen test kits, 14,500 to be exact. The island's Prime Minister says that while COVID-19 is the current enemy, it can be defeated with the help of allies like Taiwan.
As you know, we've been doing PCR testing, which is really the golden standard. But there are now new indications of how to incorporate rapid test into our arsenal to defeat COVID. And I know that the Ministry of Health, the CMO and her staff are very grateful for this gift today and to apply it in the best possible way to help us now build the defense. This government and all of us collectively care about the people of this country. And I know that caring is resonated every single day and has reminded us with the support that Taiwan has given us in these difficult times.
The Taiwanese ambassador, His Excellency Peter Shen, says the rapid antigen test kits are high performance and were developed in collaboration with a top Taiwanese research institution.
As a member of the St. Lucian community, I would like, on behalf of all the embassy staffs, to express our appreciation for the leadership provided by Honorable Prime Minister Ellen Chesney and the joint efforts and close collaboration between and within his capable team and all solutions to fend off the onslaught of the pandemic recently. Taiwan and St. Lucia are not just partners in prosperity, but also true friends like this hard time. We are all in this together, and together we will win this fight against the pandemic.
Also present for the donation was Health Minister Mary Isaac, who said that the test kits will go a long way in having a quicker turnaround time for test results in St. Lucia.
Right now, it's sort of a crisis, and we are calling on everyone in St. Lucia to play their part. You can see that even our foreign friends, our ambassadors are coming on board to ensure that we continue to protect our people and our country. Our Prime Minister has done everything in his power to ensure that we have the resources that we need for us to fight this fight. We are ready, the Ministry of Health, the staff, the government of St. Lucia, and with friends like the people and government of Taiwan, we can do this, but we have to all come together to do it.
While rapid antigen tests are generally considered less accurate than high-grade genetic tests known as PCR tests, it will allow governments the ability to reach more patients in a quicker time frame. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reports.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We'll be back after this break.